Hi, I'm Jema, and a few months ago I had this crazy idea to start a YouTube channel and to show up as I am, raw and real and not polished and perfect. And I figured that maybe you would need to see someone who was still a work in progress, who wasn't quite ready to begin, and who was still trying to figure out who they are in this new space, because maybe you're there too. Maybe you're in that in-between space of motherhood, of life, where you're not really sure who you are going to be, but you know that you are going to be something different from who you are right now or from where you are right now. And so I wanted to create a space for me to figure that out, to figure out where I'm going and who I'm growing into and how I can show up along the way. So if you are also tired and not quite ready, you are welcome here. So this project begins with making space, because I need something that is mine. There is so much in this space of tiny humans, and that is all about them. That is all about getting them what they need, all about making sure that they're okay, all about navigating all of those big feelings about everything, and finding a space to even just be in my days is really difficult. And so I'm creating a space where I can be creative, something that is just for me. I used to have space in this house. There was a time when I had an office, but as I fell more and more into the trenches of motherhood, these little pockets of space have been eaten up by all of the other requirements of our household and all of the shifting phases of everyone's life around here, as my oldest has started college and will soon be going off to university, and as we keep on having tiny babies, my youngest is just 5 months old. It is time to reclaim a bit of space, and so this room is my space. This room is one of those strange rooms that doesn't really have a purpose. It's not like the living room or the dining room, or it's not really a bedroom. It's just a room at the front of our house on the ground floor. And so it has become a bedroom for the moment. Whilst my baby is really tiny, we've been sleeping down here so that we're staying out of everyone else's way when he's waking up quite a lot in the night. And along the way, it has been an office and a playroom and another office and a workshop and a guest room, and hence all of the marks on the wall behind me where there used to be shelves and now there are not shelves. And yeah, it bears the scars of all of the shifting purposes of this room, including some really good scribbles over by where my computer is over there, where my children thought that it was, a space to draw on the walls. So I am finding a way to make this my space to be creative and to breathe life into this YouTube channel dream. I took all of the things that were being stored here and I have found them homes and given them away and sorted through everything to create a space which is not perfect, and that I hope that over the coming months there will be improvements around here, but where I can film. There's some light, there's a not great background, but we're making it work, and there's a desk where I can edit videos and do all of that fun stuff. And this can be my sanctuary. I wanted to share a bit of this journey with you because I think for many of us this is a good starting point to look at the ways in which we have been squashed into smaller and smaller corners of our own life as there have been more and more people to look after. Or maybe you're not in exactly the same phase of motherhood as me. Maybe you've just got one child. Maybe you're pregnant and expecting your first child. But there is this sense that the needs of children become so big and so consuming that you just allow them to be the center of your world. And I think in many ways we're designed like that to make sure that this precious life has everything that they need. Like, this is very much the setup of having a tiny baby. You have to change all of your routines and all of your structures to fit around this tiny person who does not mind how much sleep you need. They need you when they need you. And so you get into this routine of putting yourself last. And then when you look at your life and you realize that you do need to be looking after yourself, trying to find all of the tiny ways that you can look after yourself and put yourself first. And so I'm in that space of trying to find tiny rituals, tiny moments of joy, tiny moments of peace where I can create, where I can sit and breathe and be. And for me personally, I find this piece of the journey of having children is a moment where I suddenly feel like myself again. I find pregnancy really flipping hard. I am so tired the whole time, and particularly these last 2 pregnancies. I have 3 under 5 at the moment. So the last 2 pregnancies, I've also had a toddler and 2 toddlers. So looking after them whilst also being so exhausted and so sick has been so hard. And I am grateful that I have my body back. I'm still not getting a whole lot of sleep, and I have even more children to look after now. But I am settling back into that routine of being able to at least, I don't know if my brain is ever really going to function at the level that it used to, but it is at least functioning, which I don't think it really was during my pregnancy. I was struggling with everything. So here I am, 5 months postpartum. I have filmed this video a bunch of times over the past couple of months. Just felt like it wasn't quite there yet. Like, I wasn't quite there yet. But I feel like now I've sort of landed on the other side. I don't know if you feel this way, but there's this sense of being in transition. It is a transition, right? That transition of matrescence, where we're moving from not being a mother to being a mother, where we're moving from having some children to having more children. And it changes you. It actually shapes your brain chemistry differently to move through that transition of matrescence. And so I, on this side, in this moment with these 4 boys, I'm now rediscovering myself and trying to figure out what I have to bring to the world. And here in this space that I have cleared and I'm slowly bringing together to be the space of my work, of my creativity, I wanted to talk a bit about the beginnings of this, and And that feels like that's the first step. For the longest time, it's been like, once I've cleared a space, then I can start. And so we have cleared a space. We have done it together, and I am starting with you, and I'm starting before I am ready, and I am inviting you to join me on this journey as I explore what it means to be me in this season, to be a mother of 4, to be an astrologer alongside that, and to share my journey and my wisdom with the world. If you are creating space for yourself, whatever that may be, because I know for a while now I didn't have the luxury of having a whole room that I could call my space. I was creating space for myself in like a teacup by the kettle and in like a plant on the windowsill where I could stop and take a breath. And if you're not feeling spacious right now, I want to invite you to take a breath with me and really fill your lungs up and allow yourself the most spacious, deep, luxurious breath that you can. You ready? Doesn't it feel good? I think that feels the best, to like make tiny pieces of space for ourselves amidst the chaos. And so welcome to my journey. I feel like I've said that a bunch of times. I'm gonna get better at this video thing, I promise.